Hey guys, how would you like to double your income? Yeah, I know it sounds like a get-rich-quick scheme, but there is actually one way to easily double your income, according to CNN Money, and that's by going to college. Even though student loans can be intimidating at the beginning, getting into educational debt is one of the best types of debt to get yourself into because of the substantial increase it can have on your life. I'll first provide a description of how education can better your life, alternatives to student loans, and then ways to look at student loans if you do need to take them. So, student loans give most people the opportunity to even attend college. We all know that college is expensive and a lot of people have to take out student loans, but I feel like it's pivotal to look at why people are having to take out these student loans to be able to attend college in the first place. I personally go to school in the state of Utah Valley University to be exact, where the in-state tuition is $7,000 and the out-of-state tuition for an average student is $14,000, which is expensive, but nothing in comparison to the major university in Salt Lake City, University of Utah, where their in-state tuition is approximately $20,000 and their out-of-state tuition is $40,000. Now, that already sounds expensive, but when coupled with the fact that the average overall household income in 2014, according to USA Today, was only $65,000, that helps us put into perspective the need of student loans. So, we already understand that there is a need for student loans, but why do we even go to college? What's the benefit intrinsic to going to college? Well, you tend to make more money. According to CNN Money, the average person with a degree will make approximately $1,200 a week in comparison to $678 for the average high school graduate that didn't attend college. Now, that almost double increase, sounds pretty good, but when that's run in conjunction with the other benefits, such as the increase in the likelihood of getting a job in the first place from 82.6% with a degree only compared to 67% with a high school diploma. And then not only that, but also with unemployment. Unemployment is a really big thing right now and it fluctuates all the time, but consistently, high school graduates are more likely to be unemployed than college degree holders are. And the stats for that are 5.6% for high school graduates compared to 2.5%, so half of the unemployment rate for college graduates. And again, this is all compiled information by CNN Money. But if you're still not on board with the positive externalities associated with getting a college degree, you can consider alternatives to student loan. One of the most stifling facts about student debt is that, according to NerdWallet, high school graduates in the United States left more than $2.9 billion in free federal grant money unused. And this is due to one main thing. Students weren't applying to the FAFSA. They weren't filling out their application, and the FAFSA being the free application for federal student aid. And this has two big implications. The first one being that they're not going to get money from the government. The second one being that they're probably not going to be able to receive scholarships from their college or university. And this is because the majority of colleges and universities pull the information for the FAFSA in order to make decisions on disbursements of scholarships. The second way to mitigate student loans in the United States is through private scholarships. I personally have received 2 private scholarships, one being from the Ronald McDonald House and the second one being from Southwest Airlines. Both of these scholarships had their inception in high school, which leads me to my third point. The best way to mitigate student loans is through the maintenance of good grades and extracurricular activity and involvement in the community. All 3 of those things are pivotal in being competitive in the application atmosphere of student loans. They're extremely competitive, especially with private scholarships and things moving away from student loans. So one of the best tips of advice that I would probably be able to give is that maintain your grades, be active in the community, and up those extracurricular activities, and not only in high school, but college as well. And furthermore, there are a few necessary considerations if you do have to pick up student loans. It's important to understand how to repay student loans, since they're the only type of debt in the United States that won't go away through bankruptcy. I'm going to link in the description a link to a website that has different repayment plans, and I highly recommend that you peruse that on your own time after the video and see what would work best for you. And I've already alluded to this, but another way of lowering the amount of money that you have to pay back after graduation is by going to a less expensive school. It doesn't matter where, but what you will do to improve your skills while you're at that school. And that's a quote taken from Time magazine. Businesses are tending to go away from traditional resumes and interviews that focus on the school and more towards skills. I hope that all of this information has been useful in explaining why, after you understand student debt, it's one of the best types of debt that you can get into because of the externalities associated with it. I've explained how even though college is getting more expensive, student loans are giving the opportunities to individuals that wouldn't be able to afford it originally the chance to better their lives. Moreover, we dove into how to alleviate student loans through good work ethic and private scholarships and filling out the FAFSA. Lastly, I also explained why it's important to fully understand student loans before you get into them. So don't be scared to discuss and possibly take on student loans. As mentioned before, a college degree is the easiest way to double your income, increase your likelihood of getting a job, and decrease the probability of becoming unemployed in the future. Thank you.